I just watched a music video
I just
where
want to say something because Ethan's in the chat fucking spurging out. He's like, Devon, there's no opportunity. Of course people will join gangs. No, Ethan.
That's still
Just
not
because
an
you're
excuse,
poor
Ethan.
doesn't give you a fucking excuse to commit crime. I know plenty of people who are fucking poor, mate. They're not out committing crime. They're out doing
he doesn't
things
understand.
to get
But
employment.
once again, it's a lily white guy from a bubble, from a cultish
Lily.
bubble, from Minnesota.
All whites are able to have these opportunities, apparently. Every fucking one.
There's no opportunities, right? And what he's saying there is the system. There's racism in the system. They can't get jobs because racism, because white people. It's such garbage fucking nonsense. Why does every other immigrant group, anybody else can do well? Look at Amy, the brown people, the Indians, right? Do you think they have opportunities? What are they doing that's so different from what blacks are doing? Why are there no Indian shit there?
He's just
they have plenty of slums.
Held blacks from developing generational wealth, which is also bullshit because slavery was abolished 200 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
How many generations
And
is
many
that
of them
since then?
Hey, Ethan, what about
exactly.
out-of-wedlock babies in the black community?
Yeah, how about this?
Devon, how do these people become your fans? Like,
I don't know. I have no idea. No, he's
no fucking idea.
But here's the thing. He's saying generational wealth. What he's saying is it's white people's fault that anything black people do today. Why? Because slavery led to the inability for them to pass along generational wealth over the last 150 years, therefore poverty, therefore gangs and violence and crime.
But it's going to be
somehow
happening
in this world, that's a fine scenario to paint that. There's no ownership at any level. Nobody is living in accordance to the golden rule or having a moral compass. No, you could have an opportunity and build it yourself. It's been done countless times by people from immigrants to white people. By the way, there's twice as many white people who are impoverished. They don't commit this level of crime.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have generational wealth. Do you think Tanya Harding has generational wealth? Nope. But he's looking for excuses. What is Ethan, this little fucking shit stain? What are you willing to say about black people? What criticize black people? Tell me 10 things wrong with black people. Go. You're willing to give them a pass for everything they do, including murder. So what are they responsible for?
Well, Alfie could send him the link and we could hear it all from his fucking mouth.
Okay, how about this? Let's talk arson. Do you want to talk arson? Setting fires to shit. Illegally, threatening people's lives, ruining property. Guess who does that more? Black people do it more. Black people do it more. Robbery, they do way more. Robbery, they do more, not per capita. Straight up, 13% does it more than 63%. Rape. Ethan, where do you stand on rape? Black people do it more. Why don't you blame them? Is that slavery's fault, Ethan, that they rape more? You fucking childish bitch. Come to Melbourne, I'll knock you the fuck out.
He said lower generational wealth on average will lead to higher crimes in general. Yeah, but that's their fault, right?
And
them.
Yeah.
They're individuals who are in...
I love that. There's no human element here. There's no humans involved. It will lead to this phenomenon. Will lead to this.
It can only lead to this.
That's so stupid.
There's no
right. What's Ethan? What's that fucking faggot Ethan? What's he talking about South Africa? Why is he not talking about the 50 murders a day that happen in South Africa, black on black, the crime disparity in South Africa, the white genocide in South Africa? He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care because he doesn't understand. He doesn't want to understand. He wants to creep out on girls in Minnesota and just be a total douchebag.
Yeah, but Africa has a problem where white people keep them from generational wealth. The entire continent.
Oh my God, he is in love with this thing, generational wealth. Generational wealth.
Who has generational wealth?
Yeah.
Ethan,
a very small percentage of people.
Do you think higher testosterone and lower IQ is going to factor in regardless of how wealthy you are?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
It's insane. Guess what? Tupac had a bunch of money. He had generational wealth, you fucking ignorant piece of shit. He was still a gangbanger. He still had his IQ. He still was making stupid-ass decisions.
But again, he's ignoring the fact that you said earlier that there are more impoverished white people. Where's that fucking generational wealth?
No, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't like it. Right.
Not even close. He's not accepting that.
No. What he's trying to say is it's our responsibility. We have to give them generational wealth. We got to set up a system where we just gift these people jobs and careers. Like they have just as much chance as anybody else. This is a competitive world. It's capitalism. They have to get off their ass and do it themselves. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to play the daddy because he's uncomfortable. Because what do you think Ethan's contact with black people is? Can you imagine Ethan at a pickup basketball game? You put Ethan and me with 10 black dudes playing basketball. Just watch how uncomfortable he is with the blacks, and watch me. That's it. That's all I'll say.
Isn't Arizona white as fuck?
Yeah.
Completely white.
And some Mexicans.
It's amazing.
Will Smith's kids aren't very criminal.
Just retarded.
Just retarded.
No, because they have generational wealth.
Yeah.
Hey, Ethan, let's give everyone generational wealth, shall we?
Fucking
Get the fuck over it.
Yeah, but it's
Get
white
the
people.
fuck over it.
It's people like Ethan. It's these people who allow for this narrative to thrive and exist.
Yeah,
I
Ethan.
can't wait till he's in jail.
Now he's saying, Devon, how can we convince blacks to stop being poor?
They have to convince themselves for that now.
They have to stop
Yeah.
the crime. It's not about stopping.
How can we?
Again,
Did you just say it like that?
don't
How
Yeah.
can we convince
Yeah,
them?
how can we? It's not about us. It's about them. They're the ones that have to do it.
Well, but why didn't he ask? Why can't we? How can we convince whites to stop being poor?
Yeah.
It's I mean, there's twice as many whites
Yeah.
who are poor.
But that's the thing, is when he says, oh, I'm on about poverty, he's not on about poverty. He wants to save
No,
the blacks.
exactly,
Because if he was
exactly.
truly about the poverty, he would be like, so guys, how can we actually solve poverty? How can we get people to stop being poor?
Yeah.
Obviously, at the end of the day, there is that group of people who
Exactly.
aren't going to do jack shit.
And Jay-
They're not going to fix that.
What's the best
Yeah.
solution?
Jay, the same reason that they don't say, how can we stop police killing people? It's how can we stop police killing black people? Meanwhile, they kill twice as many white people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sad. You fucking childish bitch. Come to Melbourne, I'll knock you the fuck out.